This segment of Labatt Buffalo Main Event is brought to you by
MyHockeyLife.com, your online community if you live and breathe hockey.
And we're back on Labatt Buffalo Main Event. Brad Ryder along with Bob Gaughan. Thanks to Kevin Sylvester for joining us here on the show. We'll be back again next week, Monday, 7:30 here on Time Warner Sportsnet, Channel 13. We close every show with a commentary, and up first this week, as always, Bob Gaughan.
Brad, Jim Crow laws were popular in the South for about an 80-year period because they kept blacks separate but not equal. College football has their own version of Jim Crow laws. They have conferences like the MAC, the Mountain West, the WAC, that are separate but not equal. This is never more apparent than this time of the year. In January of 2005, Utah, with a quarterback named Alex Smith and a coach named Urban Meyer, went undefeated, won their BCS bowl game against Pitt. Undefeated for the year, but you know what? No chance for a national championship. Why? Because they're from one of the Jim Crow conferences. Last year, Boise State, undefeated, goes to the BCS bowl game, beats Oklahoma, one of the few teams that shut down Adrian Peterson in the last year. What happens? They go undefeated, no chance for a national championship. Why? Because they're from a Jim Crow conference. And now this year, potentially, Hawaii will play. They're undefeated, and they have a chance to go undefeated if they beat Georgia. But they will not win the national championship. And what's worse, Brad, is that the bigger conferences held them down. Michigan State refused to play Hawaii, paid $250,000 not to play Hawaii. They tried to schedule Michigan in week 1. Lloyd Carr said, I didn't want to schedule a spread offense in week 1, and then scheduled the spread offense in Appalachian State and lost. He should have been fired just for that. But the point is that a big conference held them down and then used it against them and said, you didn't have a strong enough schedule. Will you play me? No, I don't want to play you. And then we'll use it against you. It's very disturbing to the sport that I love that you see these schools that don't have a chance to play for a national championship. I do have a dream, and that dream is that someday the Hawaii, the Utahs, and the Boise States get a chance to play for a national championship.
OH. OH.
Yeah?
You're supposed to say IO.
Oh,
they're playing
IO.
for the national. I'm a Buckeyes fan, Bob. What do you want from me? I have a problem with college football, too. And it has nothing to do with segregation or whatever you were just talking about. It has nothing to do with that. I have a problem with January 1st not being anything anymore. Look, I know people have a problem with the BCS because of the fact that it's not a playoff and it doesn't determine a true national champion. And I agree with a lot of what you just said. My actual problem, though, Bob, as a fan, as a casual sports fan, even, I want to watch games that matter on January 1st. As a little kid, when I didn't watch college football, I didn't know anything about college football, I didn't care about rankings, I didn't care about anything. I knew that on January 1st, from the time I woke up, there was a parade somewhere in California, and then there were a bunch of games that mattered, and people really seemed to care. And there's nothing on January 1st that matters. I'm just going to sit around and wait for the Buckeyes to play LSU eventually. But I'm going to wait and wait and wait. And January 1st is not a relevant date anymore. I want that fixed. Before I want a playoff system, I want something to matter on January 1st. Work it out. These teams have been sitting around. These kids have been sitting around for about a month doing nothing. Let's get the whole thing back to where January 1st matters. You want to make the championship game a day or two later, fine. But get me games that matter on January 1st, and it's just not happening anymore. That will do it for Labatt Buffalo Main Event once again. Thanks to Kevin Sylvester for joining us. I'm Brad Ryder along with Bob Gaughan. Be sure to check out our website, buffalomainevent.com. You'll love it. It's the best thing ever. Okay. We'll be back next week. Thanks for checking us out on Labatt Buffalo Main Event.